Hi, I'm Uncle Mark. Welcome to the channel. Just working on my 2010 Dodge Caravan. The gas cap message is on. So I'll show you a few different ways I can check it, and we'll do some stuff that'll cost you nothing up to something that's going to be a little bit expensive, but still should be cheaper than bringing it to the shop if it fixes it. Let's follow along. So this is a message right where your mileage would be, I guess, odometer, at least on the older vans. So first thing I figured, well, check, see if the filler neck is rusty or dirty. A lot of times they get rusty. It didn't really look rusty, but it's a teeny bit dirty. I don't know why. I guess we don't drive on gravel or hardly any. But I guess over the years, so I'll show you what this kind of looks like. It's a little crusty looking, but dirt or rust can handle the same. So I'm going to just use a wet rag. Well, this is actually a piece of extra strength paper towel, but it's just making it just a teeny bit moist so that I'm going to sand the neck a little bit to clean it up. And I just like any kind of dirt from the sanding just to stick to this paper towel. So I'm just going to kind of go around a little bit. I'll show you a little closer. I'm just cleaning it up a little bit, make it kind of shiny. Because it's possible that the rubber on the gas cap isn't sealing properly. So did that. Tried to get it, it's a little finicky with big hands like this, but tried to get it as clean as I could. I was using like a Scotch-Brite. And then I just kind of wiped it off a little bit, got it as clean as I could. And stuck the cap back on. Could also check the seal on the cap. That might be a good idea too, the rubber there. Wipe that off. And take it for a drive. Now this is what the rag kind of looked like. So you can see it's a little bit dusty. You're going to have to take it for a short drive, usually around the block or something like that should be enough. And that message is still on. So I thought, well, maybe after cleaning this, I could just put a little bit of, I guess the guy could use a teeny bit of WD-40 or some kind of oil, or I've seen some guys use dielectric grease, just a teeny bit of it, just to maybe soften it up a little bit, maybe make it a little better seal. Stuck that on, took it for a drive again around the block, and my message is still on. It's like, darn. So I went and spent the money and I bought a gas cap. Now I bought the actual Chrysler gas cap. I know it's like 4 times as much or 6 times as much money as the cheapie you're going to get on eBay. I would not suggest that. That might work for a little while. Maybe that'll work for a year, if that's your problem. I'm putting the nice Dodge one back on. And it did snap when you're closing it. I noticed it's a lot tighter, whereas the other one would start clicking real easy. So I thought, okay, well, this has got to be it. And again, the same thing. Take it for a boot around the block. And like I say, this one turned a lot easier. So I was thinking, oh, it's just not making a good enough contact. I'm thinking if this happens again and I've got this kind of mileage on the next time. Okay, so I got to take it for another short drive. And here, I'll show you too. Look right here, see where the check engine light is? Okay, it's already gone off. The vehicle's running. It's like, woohoo, did it fix it? Nope. Here comes the message, gas cap. Yeah, but you'll notice no codes on this one. See, the check engine light hasn't come on, but the gas cap light's on. So, you know, same thing, go for another little ride around the block. And figured, well, I've been really busy with some other things. I'm just going to give it to the wife again. She's not really complaining about this as much as I am. I'll let her drive it. I'll let her drive it probably another month before I get to this next stage. So, show you what I did next. Probably should have done this first. This is another trouble part. Probably more of an issue. If you're slightly mechanical and you have a test meter, you can check for continuity. Especially if you have one that'll beep when there's continuity. Makes it easier unless you have 2 people. So not on the passenger side here, but on the driver's side. So passenger side, the opposite side of your exhaust system will be this little white box here. See what it's got a blue thing on it. Now this is what it looks like when you crawl under, but I'm going to show you laying down on your back. So we're going to flip you around. This is what it looks like when you're laying on your back at it. That's the front of the van. So I just have to undo this connector and this rubber hose. Actually, I had this off twice because I found out that where the connector plugs into this unit, it was broken. I don't know if a stone hit it or something, so I tried fixing it. So I've already had this in and out once. I did kind of have it working a little bit, but not to my satisfaction. I'll show you this. Kind of twist that out of the way. And take this connector off. Now the connector, you squeeze it. You'll see where my thumb is there. And of course, because of the dirt and everything, it must have been a little stuck. Here, you'll hear it snap in a minute. Squeeze. There you go. I'll get this hose off again, because I've recorded this twice and I'm missing a spot in the recording. Well, you'll probably notice, I'll show you in a minute here, there's actually a tab missing on this one already because I broke it. I'm going to show you where the tab is so you don't break it, just in case yours checks out. If it does, you'll have to take it to a dealer and they can do a smoke test. This is just friction fit on here, but of course, friction fit, it's been on, this vehicle's, what, 12 years old? Or older, depending when you're watching this. It should just come out, and then the rubber little elbow is on another plastic hose. You should just be able to bend that. Like twist it. There you go. Twist it out of your way if you want. Now see this tab here? You move it the way I didn't think. You move it this way. You move it towards the white piece. And you'll see it here. There it is. And the reason you're moving it towards the white is that little indentation there is stopping from twisting. Anyway, that's the old one out. So I'll show you, all it has is this little, couple little weights in it. And 2 terminals there. So if you can check for continuity, you're probably going to have to use like little alligator clips or whatever on there, because you have to cause pressure into this box for it to work. So mine, if there's continuity, it'll beep. That's what I'd suggest to use, something like that. Most of the cheap ones now will beep. Might be nice if you have some friends that can help you. So basically, if you blow on that piece and you hooked up, it should beep or show the continuity, because the switch will come on. If you suck on the other side there, it should do the same thing. Easy enough? Here, we'll quickly take it apart, which was not easy. It's broken anyway. And it's got this little diaphragm. Not what I thought. That's actually the switch. I'll show you these pieces moving around in here first. Just give you an idea how it works if you want to know. Otherwise, you can just skip ahead a couple minutes, the next chapter. So I don't know if one of these rubbers isn't sealing properly or what. This seems to be a high failure unit. They had them in stock, so what are you going to do? But I guess when it causes the pressure, vacuum, I guess, is what it would be. It pulls this little red and white diaphragm down. We'll stick these pieces back in. Not that it matters, it's going in the garbage. For educational purposes only. That's my little piece of solder there. I tried fixing it. But anyway, if we get to this little diaphragm here, I'll show you there's a contact underneath it. And when the diaphragm goes down, it just makes a little contact there, see? Maybe the diaphragm has a hole in it, I don't know. So I think it's always under vacuum, I believe. It's always making that check. And if it doesn't, there's a leak, either in this box or it could be somewhere else. And that's the next problem. If this checks out, you could have a leak somewhere else, small evap leak, and they're going to have to put a smoke machine on it. It's going to cost you a few bucks, but like I say, this thing was about 85 bucks Canadian. Not necessarily cheap. This I got from Dodge too, because I did not want to have some issues. Plus, I had to get this ring too, which is part of it. It was an extra $16 or $18 Canadian. That, maybe you could have got an aftermarket one. Just my suggestion. Didn't want to have to buy two of them. I'll take the old one out here. It wasn't the easiest thing to take out. And I'll put the new one back in. Yeah. And hopefully I haven't put the, and I did put the new one back in. Not the old one. The new one was nice and shiny. It just sits in there. There's a couple different places this thing could be leaking, right? Maybe if your unit checks out, it's just this rubber grommet or seal. I guess like a rubber washer. Rubber gasket. So this could go in all sorts of different ways, but it has to go with this big tube facing the bottom and the connector on the same side that it was on before. If you put it on upside down, which is possible, or sideways, those little weights won't work, and it's not going to work right. So see how that works? Just click it back in there. I would have thought it would have made it click, but anyway, it's on. It's not coming off. Put this rubber hose back on. Then you know the drill. Get in the vehicle, take it for a drive. There's no fuel that comes out of here. This is just dry. It's just vacuum. Imagine if you do have fuel coming out of here, which I don't know if that's possible or not, you have bigger problems. Once I did this, got in, I didn't even drive around the block, and the light went out. I was amazed. It fixed my problem. I'm still way ahead than bringing it to the dealer. Well, that's going to do it for our video today. Hard to say if you should go right for the gas cap if you tried the free ideas first, or if you just should spend the cash and buy this already, because this is these fail quite a bit. Probably more than the gas caps. And I went to my small little Dodge dealer in small town Manitoba, Canada. They had one in stock, and that's odd as well. So it must be a high failure rate for these. You can decide. I showed you a little test on how you can test it. I'm sorry I couldn't test. Well, this one we know it doesn't work. I was in a rush and I forgot to test the new one. Give me the thumbs up if you like the video. You can subscribe down in the corner as well. Plus, since you already have a Dodge Caravan, why not a playlist with a whole bunch more videos on the same kind of van? Right here above the blue circle, right there. And just above it, you see the yellow flashing arrow. Check it out. It's probably something that can help you save a couple bucks. Until next time, you and your family stay safe. Bye-bye from Uncle Mark. Remember to be safe. Your safety is your responsibility and should be priority number one. Please subscribe and you'll get all the notifications. It's easy. The little dog will show you how. Ring the bell. Ring the bell. Let's see. Maybe that's still not far enough. As long as it looks like this, it should be similar. That doesn't work. Anyway, up to you. If you like the video, more videos on Garage Grand Caravans. You and your family stay safe. Thanks for joining me for a little while. Hope we still have